Good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream, and I'm going to do your January the 19th spiritual principle a day in a meditation. Hope you're having a beautiful morning. Let's see what the title is. You can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Okay, so the title looks like a long one. The title is Contributing Our Creativity. Some of us discover that we have talents for contributing to the world in other ways, whether through our creativity, our empathy, or our addict ability to focus on one thing and do it till it's done. That comes from the Living Clean book, Chapter 1, A Vision of Hope. In NA, we often recall how drugs ruined our lives and how our innate talents were ultimately no match for our disease. When we were using, however, many of us believed that the drugs we used were fundamentally responsible for the positive contributions we made to our lives. Drugs allowed us to be confident about expressing ourselves socially, artistically, and sexually. They helped us fall asleep at night and wake up in the morning so that we could be there for our kids after work and before school. Using gave us laser sharp focus and heightened our productivity at work, which pleased our employers and soothed our insecurities. Still, we eventually came crashing down. As one member put it, I thought I was high functioning, but it turns out I was just high. When we first get clean, we are terrified that our performance will suffer and will disappoint others. With no drugs, we believe we are no longer creative beings or we're talentless hacks who never were. We doubt we'll be able to function, let alone complete projects on a deadline. Will our families still love us? Because surely we'll be less easygoing and fun. And what about sex? As we heal, we begin to understand that the deep well of our creativity, our empathy, and our focus comes from developing a more honest relationship with ourselves and a connection to a higher power. We learn to acknowledge and release, even a tiny bit, our need for perfection and validation. Our expectations of ourselves become more realistic, and that gives us more integrity in how we contribute to our lives. We refocus the wasted energy we spent comparing ourselves to others towards being of service to fellow addicts and to our loved ones. And we may even discover new talents and abilities we never knew we had. I know I have something to offer the world. If I don't know what it is, I'm willing to ask for help to find out. If I already know, let me seek guidance on how to deliver it with humility and generosity. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. What a powerful meditation. You know, sometimes they seem so wordy, and I look at them and I'm thinking, I have not had my first cup of coffee. I'm not really sure how I am going to push through all of these words and thoughts put together. But I'm telling you, as I was reading it, I had such a level of, I want to say, gratitude, because I'm seeing this issue. Maybe it's been talked about before, but I'm actually seeing this issue become a part of our daily meditations, which is when I stop using all of the stuff that I feel that I actually accomplished as a result of having that crutch of whatever drug of choice I had. Usually it's an upper during the day to help me get what I need done, and then a downer at night so that I can actually go back to sleep and be able to rise again and use again and be productive again and impress the socks off of my employers with my productivity and my creativity. And, I love spoken words. So, of course, a little high never hurts, soothe your nerves and allows you to be more creative. So I really am appreciating that it seems like to me for the first time, that other side, not that horrible side of using, that other side that we actually thought using improved our agenda is being talked about here. I've seen people have this dilemma. Like if I don't use something to calm my nerves, my family is going to really hate me. They're more used to me being laid back on the couch and come plop down next to me, not realizing it's some substance that I've used to try to put myself on chills so that I can interact with them without making mountains out of molehills. So now that I'm not using, they get that other side. And we begin to think or miss or believe that we needed that drug to be more functional and valued, and which is illusional in and of itself. We didn't bring our true selves to the table anyway. So everything that I found was developed as a result of my using was built on a very shaky foundation. And I found that not only did I not know myself, but the people around me really didn't know me either. They knew the self that I created with the drug, the people pleasing one, the one that I thought you guys wanted to show up at the table, right? Show up and perform. It was all an act because I wasn't in touch or in tune to who I truly am and was created to be. So if that's you, I just want to say to you, welcome to the club. This is now the no matter what club. We don't use no matter what. And here we are, making adjustments and getting to know who we truly are and healing and learning how to have difficult conversations with people that normally we would just spout out off at the mouth and tell them what it is and be done with it. But now we're starting to see, oh, other people have their own opinions too. Yeah, that's new. I actually need to stand here and listen to this attentively and give feedback. Oh, no. Is this what a relationship is? Give and take? Ouch. I was used to taking. I expected everyone, right? This spirit of entitlement. I expected everyone to hear what I had to say, and however I put it, you just accepted it. You didn't have a choice. Or you were going to deal with my blaze, right? You were going to deal with my fiery disposition. We're not that. We're not that today. We are not. We are healing. And yeah, you're going to have some bad days. Absolutely. But they're not going to be the majority. They're not. If you give yourself some grace and you give other people some grace and you start to contribute your true self and allow that, no matter how uncomfortable it is, it takes courage to allow your true self to show up, and you practice that. And sometimes you get out there and you be like, man, I'm not ready for this. And you retreat. Okay. You retreated. And so it's not the end of the world. You're going to have a whole nother opportunity, probably very soon, to show back up with your authentic, creative self again. And just tell yourself, okay, that didn't go so well. I retreated. I used some kind of clever saying, or I excused myself, or I allowed that ultra, personality to show up, and I faked the funk and got out of there as fast as I retreated, but I'm still going to show up at the next opportunity, and I'm going to try to apply this principle of authenticity and creativity genuinely again. And I'm going to see if, instead of making it for an hour in this situation, can I actually last through the whole flick? Can I actually get through the whole setting, the whole event, the whole situation, and not retreat? And you know what? If you come up short, okay, turn the butt kicking machine off and just recommit. Just recommit. Just recommit. Every time it comes up, try to push yourself out. Try to get your hand up and raise it earlier in the meeting. Try to have your notes in front of you about how you feel about this situation, so that when you walk into it, you're not walking in trying to have a cold conversation. You can explain to the person, I have a tendency to get a little bit flustered sometimes, and I just want to bring the best of myself to the table. So if you don't mind, I have a couple of points that I've written down, and I'd like to get your feedback on them. Is that okay with you? And they'll say 9 times out of 10, sure, do what you need to do. And then hit bullet number 1, then hit number 2, and just work your way through it. And if you find that you're overwhelmed with wanting to retract again or retreat again, just try to go one more. Go one more minute, 10 more minutes. If you get at a point where you're not comfortable, just say, how do you feel about that? Can you expound on that part of what you said? And take a breather. It's okay to let the other party have say, have the floor. See, it doesn't have to be completely about you. It's called a relationship. And you are going to bring your best self to the table for as long as you possibly can. And when you have to retreat, which normally you would have gone to using a drug so you could come back, but you're not retreating to the drug. You're retreating to peace. You're retreating to your higher power. You're retreating to prayer and meditation. You're pulling back so that you can re-energize and then go at it again. My name is MightyStream, and I really enjoyed this meditation today. I really enjoyed this. I thought, I was thinking the worst. I was like, this is a lot. And you know what? It proved to be everything that I needed. And that's how life is. We look at it, we judge a book by its cover, and it ends up being everything that we needed. Today, January 19th, you've been in the flow of the stream. So get out there and do something mighty and make this January the 19th a beautiful day on purpose. Talk to you tomorrow.